I'm going to be doing a single segment run of this game today. But I mean, I read through the posts to see, you know, what people are saying. I guess they're time savers and better strats and stuff. But I mean, I don't really put myself out there, I guess, or market myself. But I guess I'll probably start doing it a little bit more now that I've got the actual full run done. You know, provided I don't die. But I've always been willing to answer questions, try to help people out, explain why I do something a certain way, as opposed to maybe something someone else would suggest, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I want people to like get into this game and stuff. And the fact that, you know, there's so many other games out there that are much quicker and more entertaining to watch. I mean, it makes sense that this game is kind of only has a handful of people working on it. But I love it, so it's why I run it. Yeah, double triples. My genuine recommendation and what I'm thinking about doing, and I don't even know if the mods on STA will allow me to do it, is just start a whole new thread. Because honestly, one big thing with this game, is it takes a long time. It's not that exciting, especially in discs 2 and 3. It's not very exciting because it's just storyline, cutscene stuff. But then if you, like I did, I read through the thread on SDA to try to get some information and some strats and stuff, and then I just see like all the aggressiveness people have towards each other about this game. It's like, damn. It's one thing to think that your strats are better than someone else's, but to be so like uppity and like angry and negative about it, it just brings negativity to the game and turns people away, because it's like, well, the whole point of like finding new routes and new strats and stuff, you know, to work with other people and stuff like that. That's how do you think all these other games have been optimized so well? Is because multiple people run them, people talk to each other, and you know, boom, you know, next thing you know, there's, you know, you get a great run from somebody, and then, you know, people continue to work and play in the game, and, you know, things get better and better. But with that thread, it's just so negative, and some of the things that are brought up, I think, are 100% like legitimate concerns, and some of the frustration is somewhat understandable, but still, I mean, I always kind of thought the speedrunning community to be like really positive and like helpful, and like everyone shares the common love for whatever game they're running, and just to see all that really kind of turns me away from wanting to really participate in that thread, which is why I kind of want to just start a whole new one and be like, yo, let's put all BS aside and actually like talk about the game and talk about how to optimize the game instead. So with that said, double triples, I haven't done all of the planning myself. I watched Railcoon do his run, and I watched some of his practice. I watched Deathtome do some of his stuff, but Deathtome strats don't work for mine because he brought in the game using a turbo controller. So that's completely different itemization than you would when you do it manual like I'm doing right here. As you can see, shit. No turbo controller, just a basic DualShock 1. So all my mashing is done 100% manually. I don't use a turbo, I don't use like the rounded side of a pen. I don't use the rounded side of a pen to help me mash or anything like that. I do everything manually. So Tome's route doesn't really help me so much. Carnage 64, when he was running the game, he was using a pen to help him mash up to like 260 something. That doesn't really help me either, because then the number of attack items he uses is different, because his party's completely different because he mashes that high. So I guess my run and my route is very similar to Railpoon's, except I made my own changes. I do things differently. It's not 100% identical. I do things much differently, I would say. It's just my party's the same as his, and we do a lot of similar things. Because he did. I watched his streams. He did put a shit ton of time into this game. I watched one of his streams. I know he knows this game very well. Probably more, like, better than I do. Even with all my practice I've been doing with this game. But I think I found things that I think are better, and yeah, I mean, the big discrepancy with our times is simply the fast disk speed. And I mean, that's the reason why, you know, with this game, you know, people talking about using turbo controllers all the time and using pens and stuff to help mash. That's why I have the hand cam, just so people can see that, like, I am actually doing this manually. And my arm's not even sore yet, I'm in disc 3. And I mash to like 230% typically. I've gotten to 236 maybe a couple times. I've gotten multiple 234s in this run. I mean, I had to get a 234 in order to one-shot the first boss. I kept resetting until I did that, so. But yeah, I took some of what Railpoon did, and I just kind of put my own strats in with it, and changed a bunch of things, and yeah. I still think, even with my route, I think there's stuff that could be tested and improved on, even still. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes, and I've lost a lot of time because of those mistakes. But even acknowledging that, I think there's still things that I could improve on or change. Like, what I really need to do is I really need to, like, keep track of bosses' HP a little bit better, because I could save a turn or two on a boss. If I pay attention to how much damage I dealt to him, because there were a couple boss fights even in this run where I once, like, I healed on the turn when I could have just attacked the boss and killed it, you know. But since I'm over 2 hours in, you know, I healed because sometimes the turn order is pretty troll in this game. There are a lot of RNG aspects to this game. That went a little slower than I wanted it to, but it wasn't too bad overall. Yep. The foot controller. It's OP, man. See, the problem with that is my big toe is so freaking big that I would probably end up like mashing I got mashing like multiple buttons trying to just push down X with my big toe. No, with my itemization, my equipment on my party members, I've negated a lot of the bosses taking double turns. I've found equipping Dart with the Bandit Ring pretty much immediately on disc 2 really gets rid of a lot of double turns, especially with the Venus fights. They'll take double turns here and there, but not as much, especially the Venus 1 fight. Because when I first started practicing that fight, I don't know if you really know anything about the run of this game or not, double triples, but I'm gonna just talk to you like you do. I guess with Venus 1, she's a very quick boss. She typically does take a lot of double turns. In my previous optimization, I used like Heat Blade, Salad, Scale Armor, Plate Armor. No, Chainmail. It's Chainmail, I'm sorry. It's Chainmail, then Iron Knee Piece, and then I used a Power Wrist. And Dart dealt very high amount of damage to her with his, what's it called? Crush Dance. Crush Dance. And, but she kept getting all these double turns, which made it really scary because if she does a single target Spear Frost, it's a water elemental attack on Dart. It does like 600 plus damage to him. And if she double turns and does an AoE attack followed by a single target Dart, he's gonna die. And that was making big issues because I was wasting turns using Angel Sprayer, and then after the Angel Sprayer I had to waste another turn healing Dart again. So I'm like, alright, well what if I just equip the Bandit's Rank right away? You know, even before the Garage fight and the Burridge 2 fight, and see what happens. And I tested it, and Venus rarely ever got a double turn. I don't think she got a double turn with my fight against her this run. I haven't seen her get... It's rare for her to get a double turn when I have the Bandit's Ring equipped now. So it helps quite a bit to alleviate that. And then once I get the Bandit Shoes, I equip that to Ashel, so that improves the speed even further. And Maru will get the Dancer Shoes to improve her agility. So everyone's like agility in my party is improved by like 20. And from there, bosses who sometimes would get like triple turns barely ever get double turns. I know Lloyd sometimes gets a double turn because he's really fast and he's a pain in the ass in general. Gotta get through this thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's like the last boss. I know they can get double turns on me. Besides the single fights. Besides the single fights in Discord, like Death Rose, Claire, Indora, you know, those fights. Oh my god. Oh my god, Jim. I totally forgot about this part of this stupid story. Totally forgot. Alright, so now I've probably lost a minute on disc 3, which means I'm probably up to about 6.5, 7 minutes I could save overall just by, you know, not sucking. Yeah, honestly, there's not a whole lot of bosses after Linus that can really double turn a lot now with my set.